welcome back. Joining me now is Susan Kleinberg from Team Cat Rescue. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I love your shirt, by the way. Anything cat themed, I'm all over.
Exactly.
Now, I want to talk, get right away to the cat that you brought. His name's Bagheera, and he is beautiful. He looks like a little miniature panther, if that's what you're looking for in a cat. He's got a story. Tell us about him.
So Bagheera was found by volunteers in a gas pound shelter in Quebec. He was sitting, his cage was sitting right next to the gas chamber, so he was minutes from being gassed, and they noticed him, and they pretty much grabbed him and ran with him. So he's very, and he's a sweetheart. He is very social, very active. He's a happy guy, and there's no reason to put any cat down like that. And it was just an issue of space.
That's going to say, I imagine that most shelters, the reason they put these animals down is because they're overcrowded. A lot
of them do. Some just don't want to come in on the weekend and feed them. There's pounds, especially in Quebec, where they're contracted by the city, so it's just they get money to euthanize. So they will say, you know what, I've got 3 cats here or a dog. I don't want to come in on the weekend and feed them. I'm going to just euthanize them on Friday, and that's that.
Your Team Cat Rescue works a lot with people in Quebec, obviously for this reason, because you're trying to save the lives of cats that deserve to be alive, right?
Absolutely.
How did that partnership start?
You know, when we started about 3 years ago, we came out of another rescue team dog rescue, and they worked a lot in Quebec. And they were noticing that they're pulling dogs, but no one's pulling cats. Yeah. So we were one of the first cat rescues anyway, to pull from Quebec, because there was such a huge abundance. There's not a lot of spay-neuter clinics there. They're really behind Ontario, believe it or not, in terms of their animal welfare.
Wow.
So they started pulling cats, and then we became Team Cat Rescue, a totally separate entity. And now a lot of rescues are pulling cats. Ontario's fixed a lot of problems. Yeah. So a lot of rescues in Ontario are now turning to Quebec to help the problem there.
Well, I know from dealing with all the multiple organizations, rescue organizations that we have, some of the volunteer-based rescue organizations, such as yourself, deal with a lot of cats that have been on the street, abandoned in that manner. But I know, like organizations like the Ontario SPCA, sometimes their numbers are down.
Yes.
Which is a good thing.
It's a fantastic thing. Yeah. And we noticed that some shelters are willing to Ontario shelters are willing to pull from Quebec now that their numbers are so down. So it goes to show you that all these spay, neuter, and trapping and TNRs are working really well. Yeah. And it's proof that how successful, instead of killing them, which people have been doing for decades, have never solved the problem, but now we're seeing these active TNR programs solving the problem. And you're seeing a lot less cats on the streets of Toronto, of all areas of Ontario. So now Quebec is the next target, really.
Yeah, well, that's good news. I imagine, too, because Team Cat Rescue, you guys are all volunteer-based.
Yes.
Do you have a need for people to courier to go to Quebec and pick up these cats? I know you probably have a nice base, but you always want to grow that, right?
Yes, so what we do is we work with other volunteer organizations that actually do the driving from Quebec to Ontario.
Oh, that's good.
They always need volunteers, but we also need volunteers within Toronto, because once they reach the Toronto destination,
they need a place to live.
It's up to us to get them to Foster's, to get them to vets, to get them to stores. Yep. And that usually happens like on a weekend, or sometimes weekend evenings, weekday evenings rather. And yeah, so I mean, it's just we really need help in that area, because there's always a shortage, and it's really hard, especially when cats need to get to a vet when you don't have a driver and they just have to wait. And the vets are available, the drivers are not.
How many pet stores are you partnered with right now? Like, where's Bagheera living?
He's actually in a foster home. Okay. So he's doing well. We have probably about 5 or 6 Pet Values, and we have about 3 PetSmarts. 3 or 4 PetSmarts.
Oh, that's great. I love the fact that all the big pet stores are, they exclusively work with rescue organizations. I mean, I know how much that's helping get your numbers up for how many animals get adopted out. So continue the good work, PetSmart and Pet Value, and all the other pet stores out there that are doing that. Absolutely. Now let's talk about this little squirmy guy here, because he really wants to go. So you said he's 3 years old, and he's escaped death. Yes. So what's his personality like?
He loves cats. He loves people.
Yeah.
He hasn't been dog tested, but I would not be shocked if he didn't love dogs. Okay. He is a party guy. He parties a lot at night.
So he's a little noisy.
But he's very affectionate.
Yeah.
And he has the activity of a kitten.
See, that's like the perfect, well-rounded cat.
Absolutely.
Right? You know, Callie was on from the Ontario SPCA earlier. We were talking about these different color-coded personality types.
Yep.
So he would be an orange, which is pretty much he could be high energy, he can be left alone,
Yep.
he loves people, and the fact that he gets along with other cats and possibly dogs is a a bonus.
He's a partier. He's a lover.
And he's like very nice and healthy, so he's ready to go.
Yep.
Now, you have, how many cats right now, actually, do you have in your care?
So we have, I think, between 60 and 70. We have online, like adoptable, probably about 55. Some are not adoptable yet. They need medical treatment, or they just need to be observed a little more. We have a few palliative care, so we just keep them until their time is up.
Yep.
But we have an amazing selection of cats. A lot of them are in fosters because they're just shy. So, and we kind of encourage people not to give up on a shy cat.
Yep.
So sometimes
I have a shy cat.
Yeah.
And she's my little snuggle bug.
Yeah. And at home I also had a shy cat that took me actually a year to pet her.
Yeah.
Now these cats aren't that bad.
Yeah.
But it's so worth it.
I had to sit and hang out under a flight of stairs in a closet with my cat when she first arrived at my house, and now she sleeps in my bed every night.
Exactly. Mine sleeps on top of me, and so when they have that breakthrough, it's just fantastic. It's the best feeling in the world.
But I mean, Bagheera is not that cat. He's just exploring this bright and unfamiliar environment. So, but perfect cat. Now, you guys have a big adoption event that's coming up. Talk to us about that.
So, in a lot of our Pet Value stores, when we'll post it on our Facebook page, the weekend of April 21st, we have a big adoption event at about 4 or 5 Pet Value stores.
And the locations are all listed on the website?
Yep, they will be all listed. So that'll be a lot of cats there, a lot of volunteers to talk to, so you can see, where you're needed if you want to volunteer. If you just want to see how rescue works, no commitments needed. You can donate there, so you can buy cans of food, you can buy litter. And also online, we're going to be having, around the same time, an online auction.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, because you said it's going to be a lot of cat products, but it's also going to be some stuff for the ladies.
Yeah, cat stuff, dog stuff. We're going to have jewelry. We're going to have clothing, really nice pet-themed T-shirts and sweatshirts. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be all over that because I love, and I think a lot of people are like this. You know, when you spend your dollars and you know that your dollars continue to help once they've left your wallet. To me, I feel like that's the best way that to spend your money.
Absolutely, and you get things far cheaper than you would in a store, and you're helping a great cause, and it's people really enjoy it.
All right, so we need to make sure we mark down our calendar. April 21st, you said, is the massive adoption event, and you're going to be through 5 Pet Values?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, thank you so much, Susan, and good luck on your auction. I'll have to make sure that we'll put a link on our website for Team Cat Rescue, so if you're interested, make sure that you go in there and you bid and get those items and help all these wonderful cats that these guys have been rescuing. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the other side of the break.